wake each morning with the nagging thought, I'm just not good enough. That voice in your head, the relentless internal critic, echoes Schopenhauer's central insight. Our suffering springs from the very nature of wanting. For Arthur Schopenhauer, life is driven by the will, a blind, ceaseless force that manifests as desire, and desire, by its nature, is insatiable. Imagine the will as a river that never stops flowing. You dip your cup in, draw a drink, but the river still rushes on. In the same way, every attainment, every accolade, every compliment, every fleeting success only whets your thirst for more. You think, when I achieve X, I'll feel worthy. Yet as soon as you grasp X, the goalpost shifts. Now you want Y. The will demands it. You never arrive. You never rest. This perpetual striving creates a ceaseless comparison. You measure yourself against others, friends, rivals, public figures, through the cruel filter of appearance. But as Schopenhauer teaches, appearance is just the world of phenomena, surface reflections cast by your own mind. Behind the mask of appearance lies the thing in itself, the will, universal and undifferentiated. You and I are instantiations of this will, caught in a grotesque play of wanting and suffering. So when the inner voice whispers you're not good enough, it speaks the language of the will's insatiable demands. You feel inadequate because the will has placed you in competition against others and, more painfully, against an impossible ideal you project onto yourself. That ideal never truly exists. It is a ghost, a mirage fashioned by the mind's craving for permanence in a world of flux. Why then do humans suffer so? Schopenhauer identifies two primary sources. First, suffering through want, the pangs of desire, the pain of lack. You suffer because you lack what you want. And because desire is infinite, suffering is inevitable. Second, suffering through satiety. Even when desires are fulfilled, the relief is temporary, and boredom or existential emptiness sets in. Pleasure is merely the brief cessation of suffering, not the attainment of positive happiness. This reveals a paradox. Both hunger and satiation bring suffering. Either the stabbing void of unmet desire or the dull ache of purposeless fullness. Life swings between these poles, a pendulum of pain. Yet Schopenhauer offers a path beyond this endless cycle, aesthetic contemplation and compassion. In moments of deep engagement, immersed in music, art, or pure thought, you step outside the tyrannical demands of the will. You become a disinterested observer, experiencing the world as representation without seeking to possess it. For a fleeting instant, you touch a form of liberation. The will falls silent. Compassion, too, arises when you recognize that all beings share the same essence, the will. When you see others suffering as your own, the barriers of self-interest crumble. The desire to dominate or to compare fades. In compassionate action, you undermine the will's hunger for self-affirmation. Still, these escapes are temporary. The fundamental condition remains. As long as the will pulses, humans will yearn and suffer. To acknowledge this truth, that you are not good enough, is not a personal failing, but the echo of universal desire, can itself be liberating. By understanding the mechanics of suffering, you learn to dampen the demands of the inner tyrant. So next time the voice asserts your inadequacy, remember, it speaks the language of endless wanting. You are not its prisoner, unless you identify wholly with its cries. Through conscious awareness, brief contemplative respite, and acts of genuine compassion, you glimpse the possibility of peace, not by winning the will's game, but by stepping off its never-ending treadmill.